Okay, so how many times have you beat yourself up because you are not where you're supposed to be in life, especially now that you've entered into midlife hormone changes and all that bullshit, right? I get it because I often beat myself up about that too. I'm not married and I never had any children. Now, the no children thing, that was a personal decision when I was in high school. I just didn't have the desire. Well, all my girlfriends were running to the babies and they were looking at little baby clothes and couldn't wait to have kids. But me, myself, and I, we just wanted to be a little bit more independent than that. Now, I do love kids, but I don't have any myself. But I have to say that I definitely feel sometimes that I'm not where I should be at this stage of the game. So I don't have the picket fence, and I don't have the dog and the cat, and I don't have the husband. And sometimes that can feel very vulnerable. And sometimes I can beat myself up about it, thinking, well, that's just great. Everybody else has got these happy little peachy keen lives, and you are just still sitting here all by yourself. But I want to give you a different perspective. Not everything that you see is as good as it looks. Now, I'm not saying that there isn't amazing relationships out there. I have friends in my life that their relationships are so awesome. Now, they've gone through their problems and their struggles, but they really have a tight relationship. But what I want to tell you is that the grass isn't always greener on the other side. And just like you may feel that you're not where you should be in life, whether it is monetary, whether it is your health, whether it is relationship-wise, whatever it is, we can often get caught in this, I don't feel like I am where I'm supposed to be. I'm a loser. I'm not as successful. I'm not as fit. I'm not as healthy. I don't have my 3.5 kids or 2.5 kids or 1.5 kids. You know what I've often wondered is, where's the other half? Like, what happened to the other half of that kid? 2.5, what the heck? Anyway, so the grass isn't always greener on the other side. You could have a lot of money, and I know people who have a lot of money. I'm talking, a lot. They could make their house out of all of the dollar bills that they have, right? But they're not happy. They have mental illness. They've got depression. They've been divorced. They can't find the right partner. Maybe they've got poor health. Things are not always greener on the other side. And when we don't feel good enough, when we don't feel like we've reached the epitome of success in all these areas of our life or the top of the ladder, what ends up happening is that we keep clamoring for more. And we think that when we reach that thing, all of a sudden our life is just going to unfold like a fairy tale and damn, we're going to hit the top of happiness and there it's going to be. What we've been searching for our entire lives, it's going to be revealed to us and all the rainbows in the pot of gold are going to show up all at once. And that's not how it goes because life is a process. So you may not feel like you have reached a certain status in life or that you're not where you should be. You're comparing yourself to everybody around you. But when you do reach that thing, here's what I want to tell you. There's going to be another thing that you're going to be looking for. There's going to be another thing that you're searching for. So often when we're in midlife, we think that everything that we've accomplished to that date, it just kind of becomes a distant memory, right? And we think that those things are great, but we really haven't reached the pinnacle of what we want to do. And we start to second guess everything. And we start to search outside of ourselves for that validation, for that thing that's going to make us feel like we're successful again. And that is because we're reaching the halfway point of our life. Now, in this modern age, who knows what half point is? I mean, I have friends whose parents have died at 60 and people who are still pumping along at close to 98 years old, right? So halfway, what is halfway? It's whatever we decide it's going to be. And that's a whole other topic for another day. But when you reach this age in life, it can often be depressing because you start to realize that youth, yes, is kind of behind us. And I only mean for women, like in the childbearing years, youth, right? Like we are as young as we decide we want to be. And just because you have a wrinkle on your face does not mean that you're old. So what? You can't have kids anymore. Okay, Great. Do you want to have more kids? No? Okay, great. Then what are you being all sad about, right? And I know 30-year-olds have wrinkles. I know 20-year-olds that have wrinkles on their face. So wrinkles are not an indication of how youthful you are. It has a lot to do with sun damage, has a lot to do with gravity, has a lot to do with how often you have cried in your life or had stressful times, or if you were a smoker or a drinker, right? So again, wrinkles are not a good indication as to where you are in your life. So when you are beating yourself up for not being there, I really want you to reframe it and say, you know what? It's not greener on the other side. It's just this side isn't satisfying me right now. So what I need to do is become grateful for the things that I do have and that I am doing and that I am, and then look for things to add into your existing life to maybe make things a little bit more exciting or a little bit more fulfilling, a new adventure, something that is going to give you something else to work towards mentally, right? We get lazy mentally and we start thinking that the new car, the new husband, the new girlfriend, the new clothes are what are going to make us happy. And it's just not that way. What is going to make us happy is fulfilling this in here and having a more fulfilling life. And it's out there, right? I mean, you need to develop this too. That is number one important. If you aren't good with yourself, the stuff out there is never going to make you feel good or happy or fulfilled. Let's just be clear about that. If you cannot be happy sitting in your living room by yourself, outside stuff is never going to make you happy. But what I mean is if your life is just kind of getting stagnant, you love your life, it's, you love who you are, all you've accomplished, but you're looking for a little bit more zest, then get out there and do it. Take a new course, start a new language, to start working out, go hiking, learn a new skill. There are so many things to bring that youthful vitality back into your life where you are going to feel more fulfilled and you're going to have that energy once again to go out there and to be all that you can be. And let me tell you, sister, that's what midlife is all about, right? It gives you the freedom to choose what you want to do, how you want to do it, who you want to do it with, and most importantly, to look in the mirror and say, damn girl, I love you, all the experiences you've had, you're rocking it, you're killing it, and yeah, you are still sexy, so go kill it. All right, so that is my speech for today, and we'll see you on the next video.